Warning, we are not your attorneys. Please, don't take anything we say as legal advice. I'm Jeff.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Derrick.
And you're listening to the Not So Grand Jury,
which is still sponsored by Morwa PLLC. All right. So, hi, everybody. You've got two of the three of the Not So Grand Jury here. Jeff and I are present and accounted for.
Yep. Hello.
We were going to be recording a different episode, and Jeff's self-crowning of most capable has come under heavy fire today between his scheduling ability and his audio on his computer. So, thank you, Jeff, for making it here. We appreciate that.
I do what I can.
And I will say I was not in the mood to do a full recording anyway, so it honestly worked out very well in the grand scheme of things.
Fair enough.
So anyway, we have a very relatively quick sidebar for you today. The first thing to discuss, which is something I didn't even bring up to Jeff before, is we have listener feedback.
Ooh.
This is actually from a couple months ago, which shows you just how much I look at Spotify. So my apologies to MS, who has actually been our most frequent commenter on Spotify. The comment comes from Daredevil Season 2 Part 2. So that would have been when we were doing the courtroom scenes. You think this stuff is ridiculous? ? In the comics, Marvel superheroes have appeared in court as their personas to testify as witnesses without having to reveal their true identities. I know there's witness protection, but surely in those scenarios, someone in the court still knows who those people are. I can't comment on that because I don't watch much Marvel stuff, but that sounds right.
I mean, I would presume so. I think there's a one of the Batman movies has him delivering testimony as Batman, but somehow maintaining his secret identity.
That's something that could happen in the court of law.
So, under the right circumstances, it is possible for a witness to give testimony at trial and remain anonymous for the most part. I'm thinking in particular of instances of where there is potential abuse or where someone's, particularly if you're suing the government and it's, it would be dangerous for you to reveal your identity. There is the possibility of testifying as a John Doe or Jane Doe. However, your attorney is still going to know who you are, and generally it's something that the other attorneys would know but not be allowed to disclose.
And isn't that a big Sixth Amendment issue? If this is a criminal case?
If it's a criminal case in particular, yes.
And so I say it's Sixth Amendment as if everyone knows the Sixth Amendment, obviously. Sure. The Sixth Amendment guarantees criminal defendants, among other things, the right to confront their accusers in open court. So if someone is testifying against you in any capacity, they should be able to confront them and know who they are.
Right. And that's why generally the attorneys are allowed to know, but prohibited from disclosing the identity in those circumstances.
Right. And but I really think it's got to be a case of extreme danger.
Yeah.
And this isn't something that is a normal thing that occurs.
Right. And it could be, in situations where national security is involved or things like that as well. So it does happen, but
not in the situation where I have a feeling Marvel does it.
No, not like Daredevil or Batman giving testimony, the Hulk, whatever. I'm not even sure how the Hulk would get. I guess you could make him angry and then put him on the stand.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
The Hulk behind a very, very, very big screen with a very, very big shadow. We don't know who you are, sir.
Yes. Sir, can you tell me your name and occupation? Hulk smash. Thank you.
Thank you. So anyway, MS, thank you for the comment. Agreed. I think there is a bunch. Listen, I have not watched that much Marvel. There is a lot of ridiculous stuff when it comes to the comics and the everything else. We say ours is ridiculous. It is. It is 100% ridiculous for something that was portraying itself as a semi-real courtroom scene. So
Right.
I stand by the fact it is ridiculous. That doesn't mean there isn't something that is more ridiculous. So that was our first bit of commentary. The next bit of commentary was from my friend Paul, who actually was the one that recommended our most recent episode that came out, which was the Always Sunny episode. First, I appreciate Paul for saying he liked the episode and then immediately going to, was that one of my suggestions? Despite the fact that in the opening of it, I said it was one of his suggestions. So, Paul, I love that you just sort of gloss over the introduction part in order to get to right to the substance. That is a true podcast listener. But again, thank you for the suggestions. He's made a few other suggestions, which may or may not go in the queue, depending upon whether I like them or not, to be perfectly honest. Or I say whether I like them or not. More if I don't like them, they'll go in the queue. If I like them and they're boring, I may not put them in the queue. And speaking of which, putting in the queue because we hate it, that brings us to what we're going to be releasing next week.
Yeah.
Which is, Geoff, you introduce it. You brought this to us. You are required to talk about it.
In our ongoing search for the next Love Guaranteed or How to Get Away with Murder, we are going to next week be discussing the Kim Kardashian vehicle All's Fair. Specifically, let me be clear, the first episode and only the first episode. We will have a guest on that episode who did not realize that we were only going to be discussing the first episode, and she subjected herself to the entire season, which I imagine at some point we will work our way through the whole season. I'm actually surprised we haven't gone back and revisited How to Get Away with Murder, but it's really something.
To clarify, I think we haven't gone back to How to Get Away with Murder because you don't want to go back to How to Get Away with Murder.
I am from the Mystery Science Theater generation. I love fun bad.
That's bad. That was bad.
It was bad.
By the way, is sad because great acting from at least a couple of the characters.
From at least a couple of them.
But horrible writing. Mm-hmm. Like just awful for a show that it knows it's ridiculous, but it also sort of portrays itself as being like a semi-real ridiculous.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
and it's not.
And that's like, I feel like that is, I'm blanking on the creator's name.
Peter Nowak or Shonda Rhimes.
Shonda Rhimes. Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like that is like Shonda Rhimes' calling card. You create a medical show that is just off the wall crazy, but call it Grey's Anatomy, like the foundational text of medicine. And then you create a legal show called How to Get Away with Murder that would absolutely get you convicted in a second of committing murder.
Fair enough. What's interesting though is I feel like wasn't she responsible for Private Practice, which wasn't that bad?
I never saw Private Practice. She may have been. I don't know. I never saw it.
Yeah. I believe that she was a writer and maybe even the creator of Private Practice, which may require... We may have to do a Shonda Rhimes, see how ridiculous all her big stuff is, because I know Grey's Anatomy, Private Practice, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder...
Right.
And in some of those, she was just a producer, but Scandal, she was the main creator, as I recall.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Another one I haven't seen, but that I did know she created.
It's interesting to see, and by the way, this totally tracks for Ryan Murphy. My wonderful sister, she's in the process of cutting our episode for All's Fair, and her quote to me today was, "It's a fun episode. I don't plan ever to watch All's Fair. Ryan Murphy is cracked up." And I think I may have commented in the episode, like, I thought Ryan Murphy had a little bit better than this in him. Sometimes the money's too good, you know?
And for those who weren't aware, I was not aware before we recorded, Ryan Murphy also created Glee and something else that is well regarded.
I mean, he was Nip Tuck. He was American Horror Story.
American Horror Story. That's what. Okay.
I mean, his big ones are Nip Tuck, Glee, American Horror Story are sort of his. I mean, those were all him. Like in each one of those, he was the creator. He wrote more than 24 episodes in each of them, EP, director, so on and so forth.
Gotcha.
Apparently in All's Fair, he's already written 5 of the episodes.
And I will say, I am going on other people's, assessments of those shows. I've never seen American Horror Story or Glee or Nip Tuck.
I've seen parts of all of them, and they're all, they're moments of insanity, but in a good way.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, anything with Jane Lynch in it is going to have plenty of moments of insanity. So,
Right. But at least for episode 1 of All's Fair, well.
Yeah. And we have it on good authority that it gets worse.
Yes. we may need to dip back into the well on this one. So, anywho, definitely, if you would like to be ready for when our next episode releases in a week, you should watch at least the first episode of All's Fair. I say should. I don't want to encourage people to watch things that are bad, but honestly, it's a good bad. It is a hate watch. Bad. Enjoy your hate watch.
Yeah.
Oh, the only thing I'm going to add is I'm going to remind everybody that we can receive fan mail. It is in the show notes of every single one of our episodes. You can send us a voicemail. We have not gotten a voicemail yet. I would love to get a voicemail. I don't care what it's from. I can promise you that if it is PG-13 or below, we will probably play it in one of our sidebars.
And under a minute.
I would be happy to get a voicemail. I also don't know. It also could cut off. Sometimes they if you can leave a voicemail, someone it might cut off. So you do you. We will probably cut it off after a minute, but nevertheless. So we would like to get our first fan mail voicemail. We also would like your comments though. Give us some comments, give us some thoughts. I'm actually curious. Last episode, the Oli Sunny only went for about 49 minutes, which is, certainly less than a lot of our episodes. Was that better? Was that worse? Do people want longer? Do people want shorter? Tell us. We actually do listen occasionally.
I will say it gets difficult to discuss the issues when we aim at shorter. So
you want to know what? We go off into the weeds. If people tell us that we're a little ridiculous, we could figure that out.
Fair enough.
Yes, fair enough. All right. Well, anyway, we'll see everyone next week. Thank you for tuning in. Geoff, appreciate you taking the time.
Good talking to you, Derek.
Off we go. The Not So Grand Jury is sponsored by Morwa PLLC.
The opinions expressed in the Not So Grand Jury are those of the hosts themselves and not of their respective employers.
The theme music for the Not So Grand Jury is from Gustav Holst's Jupiter and is in the public domain.
If you'd like to get in touch with us, if you want to suggest future movies, or even if you want to offer corrections, you can email us at notsograndjury@gmail.com or message us on any of our social media accounts.
The Not So Grand Jury is copyright 2026, all rights reserved.